Hare Krishna, myself Vilasa, and welcome to ISKCON Portland Sunday Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. So today's verse is the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the 13th chapter and the 45th verse. I'll share my screen, and we can just read the verse, repeat the verse. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam 5. Okay, so please do let me know if you can see the screen. So I'll see the verse 3 times, and then if anyone would like to recite the verse or repeat the verse, please feel free to do so. तस्माज्जङ्गवैक्लव्यम् अज्ञानकृतमात्मना कथं त्वानाथ कृपणावते वर्तेरांस्ते च मां विना तस्माज्जङ्गवैक्लव्यम् अज्ञानकृतमात्मना कथं त्वनाथ कृपणा वर्तेरांस्ते च मां विना तस्माज्जङ्गवैक्लव्यम् अज्ञानकृतमात्मना कथं त्वनाथ कृपणा वर्तेरांस्ते च मां विना. Would you like to recite the verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. तस्माच्च हि अङ्गवैक्लव्यम् अज्ञानकृतम् आत्मनः कथं त्वनाथाः कृपणाः वर्तेरंस्ते च मां विना.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
तस्माज्जाहि अनङ्गवैक्लव्यम् अज्ञानकृतमात्मना कथं त्वा अनता कृपणा वर्ते रांस्ते च मां विना.
Right. Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the synonyms. Tasmat, therefore. Jahi, give up. Anga, O king. Vaiklavyam, mental disparity. Ajnana, ignorance. Kritam, due to. Atmana, of yourself. Katham, how. To, but. Anathaha, helpless. Kripana, poor creatures. Varteran, be able to survive. Te, they. Cha, also. Mam, me. Vina, without. Translation provided by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, give up your anxiety due to ignorance of the self. You are now thinking of how they, who are helpless poor creatures, will exist without you. Prabhupada. When we think of our kith and kin as being helpless and dependent on us, it is all due to ignorance. Every living creature is allowed all protection by the order of the Supreme Lord in terms of each one's acquired position in this world. The Lord is known as Bhuta Bhrit, one who gives protection to all living beings. One should discharge his duties only, for no one but the Supreme Lord can give protection to anyone else. This is explained more clearly in the following verse. Okay, so we'll take this verse for today. I read the verse once again. Tasma janga vaiklavyam ajnana kritamatmana katham tvanatha kripana varteramste cha mam vina. So the Mangalacharan, and then we'll start. Om Ajnanatimirandhas Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री भागवतम की जय, बात की जय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। श्री भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रपात की जय। ओके, वर्स फॉर टुडे अगेन। तस्माजंग वैक्लव्यम अज्ञाना कृतमात्मना कथं स्वानाथ कृपणा वर्तेरंस्ते च मां विना। Therefore, give up your anxiety due to ignorance of the self. You are now thinking of how they who are helpless, poor creatures will exist without you. Okay, so let's go to the previous verse. In the previous verse, which is last week, Narmani gave um, four possibilities or four different options of someone who could identify themselves with this. Right? For example, someone may identify oneself with the body. Okay, this adhruvam. Someone may identify oneself with the soul, saying that, oh no, I'm not the body, I am the spirit soul dwelling in the body. That is dhruvam. Mandiseva, some may think, right? And cha ubhayam, some may think, I'm neither the body, neither the minute soul. I am in fact the Brahman, the all pervading. Okay. And the fourth option is va. Maybe I'm neither of these three. I'm an inexplicable combination of these both, of both, saying that life came from matter, and at one point life came from matter, and then there's life, and then when we died, everything went away, something like that, whatever. So Nadvin is not saying that these four are the truth. He's saying that let's consider, even if you consider you are one of these four, still there's no reason to lament. Okay, there's no reason to lament. Why? Because the attachment which we have, he gives a very nice, so to say, sequence. He says that uh, the attachment we have is due to bodily consideration. And why do we think usually that we are the body, or that's the usual mentality, is because of moha, illusion of I and mine. Okay. And because of illusion, what happens is affection. So if you see the feelings of separation that due to illusory affection, nothing more. So it's a sneha, right? Affection causes lamentation. So the lamentation which is due to affection is due to the illusion that is my and is a mine. Okay. So now in the next verse, Nadvani gives a concluding remark saying that therefore, if you read Tasmad, he says Tasmad Jahi, oh give up. Okay, Jahi, give up. Oh king, oh Yudhishthira Maharaj, give up. Okay, what to give up? Vaiklavyam. Vaiklavyam means mental disparity, mental anguish, mental anxiety, or any of that particular synonyms. Right? Mental disparity, just give it up. Okay, and why is that mental disparity? How did that come up? Ajnana kritam, due to ignorance. Due to ignorance of oneself, yourself. Okay, what is that? What is that Vaiklavyam? What is that disparity? What's the disparity? Katham anatha kripana. How will my uncle and my aunt, who are like my father and my mother, they're anatha, they're helpless, they don't have any shelter. Natha means a protector. Anatha means there's no protector. It's usually in traditional Sanskrit or Hindi, anath are those who don't have parents. The parents are the protectors of the children, and if they don't have, or if the parents pass away, uh, they're called anatha, right? So they are anatha because they had given up the shelter of the kingdom, of the palace, and they went to the forest. The anatha, the kripana were poor creatures. They don't have any shelter, they don't have anything, just going without money, just going to the forest. I don't know how to survive, right? This is the mental disparity that Srimad, is going on within him. So Nadmuni is saying, Tasmat Jahi, give up, O king, what meant by Klavyam, the mental disparity you have, which is born due to what? Ajnana Kritam, due to your ignorance. And what is the Vaiklavyam? Katham Anatha Kripana. How will that, poor creatures, or say my uncle and aunt who are Anatha, who are Kripana, who are poor creatures, Varterams, how will they survive? Varterams, Teche Mambina without me being giving them protection, without me taking care of them, how will these poor creatures or my poor uncle and my aunt were helpless? How will they survive in the forest? This is the mental disparity of Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Nadmuni is right going to right the surgical position. And he found out the mental disparity and is clearly telling Yudhishthira Maharaj to give that particular attitude. Right? So here, Anga, Nadmuni is very, very lovingly calling Yudhishthira Maharaj Anga. Anga denotes or signifies the person is very dear. He uses many places in Srimad Bhagavatam for Lord Brahma, or Nadmuni, so many places in Srimad Bhagavatam. And the reason Nadmuni is addressing the Maharaj as Anga is because Yudhishthira Maharaj is a very dear associate of the Lord. And because he's such a dear associate, Nadmuni is saying that, I'm telling you the truth, really, because you are so dear to me. Else I wouldn't have said that, because you're very dear to me, I care for you, I have affection for you. That's why I'm saying to you. This is what the Anga word denotes. Okay? So why should we lament about this? Even if you consider any of these four combinations with previous verse, why should you lament about it? Now, we saw that from the previous discussion, which is last week. In Bhagavad Gita 2.26, Krishna says, Atam chayanam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mritam. Atam chayanam nitya jatam. If you consider yourself nitya jatam, ever your body, or nityam va manyase mritam, or you will die, totally die. If you consider yourself the body or consider soul, doesn't matter. Either way it dies. Right? So you have nothing to lament about. So Nadmuni is not asking to Yudhishthira Maharaj to see in terms of material limits. Of course, Nadmuni knows that we are not the body. We are the soul dwelling within the body. Right? So when we leave a body, when a person dies, so to say, the body still exists. But you don't see the person moving, talking. Because the energy or the that particular entity, thing, whatever it is you call, within the body, it's not making the body animate. Right? That particular thing, so to say, is the soul. Therefore, tasmat jahanga vaiklavyam. We should give the disparity of the mind. Okay. Now, Nadmuni is telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, saying that he's kind of criticizing in a loving way, criticizing Yudhishthira Maharaj, that you are in illusion thinking that they're dependent on you. You're thinking that you can protect them. In fact, neither of them is true. They're not dependent on you. Now they're going to the forest, they're depending on the Supreme Being. Right? They're not depending on you, and they were never really actually dependent on you. I mean, it looks as if we're dependent. Right? So there's a beautiful verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Pragate kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartam aham iti manyate. So everything is going on by the influence of three modes of material nature. And by the Lord's energy is such that it gives the illusion that we're dependent on each other, or the someone dependent on me. Right? So because the false ego saying that I did it, I am taking care of it, that it kind of nurtures the false ego. So we think that I am doing everything. It will happen anyway. It's meant to happen. Without me, Krishna told Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, right? That, oh Arjuna, if you fight or you don't fight, doesn't matter. All people are going to meet their death. Right? You can take the credit by being my instrument. Right? He says that Nimitta Matram Bhavasavyasachi. Nimitta, become my instrument, take the credit for being the hero of the battle of Kurukshetra. Otherwise, you can leave the battlefield and be derided as a coward by your other warriors, anything. Right? So in either case, Arjuna, the result is going to happen, they are going to meet their inevitable death. Now, either you take the credit for it or being, or take the other side of being derided as a coward and everything. But in any case, you cannot protect Bhishma, Drona, Karna, whoever it is on the other side. Right? So, no matter what, even though Arjuna was celebrated as the greatest archer, the greatest warrior, you cannot do anything. Right? That celebrated greatest warrior, when at the after the when Krishna left back to the spiritual world, he went to Hastinapur to protect the queens of Dwarka, of Krishna. He said, no, I will take care of, I will bring them to, so Dwarka. So I'll bring them, I'll go to Dwarka, I'll bring them and take care of them in Mathura. Because they are the wives of Krishna. But he went there, he was on his way back, two coward people, two coward men, they defeated Arjuna and took away all the wives. Well, there are different reasons for it, but on a high level, that Arjuna who was celebrated as the greatest warrior, the greatest archer of all time, such such a wonderful warrior, could not protect the queens from two coward people who were not warriors. They're basically from business community. To such an extent that he forgot how to string his bow. He could not put an arrow on the bow. I was like, what is going on? I can't even do this. What? I can't protect these, those who are, I'm trying to protect them, but I'm so powerless. So that Arjuna could not even do anything, right? So that is, so we're not, if you look, we have to be a bit more introspective, a bit more open-minded to understand how that we are not the actual doers. We are being, they are being, or others are being protected, been taken care of through me, instead of I am taking care of them directly, right? So Krishna says, Maya Hatams, they are already being killed. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, right? So these poor creatures have no one to protect them. I will protect them. This is the hero's mentality. The hero mentality. I will protect them. I am there. Right? Nalbani says that they are not dependent on you and you can't protect them, my dear Yudhishthira Maharaj. Right? So Krishna says a beautiful saying, Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Ke. If Krishna wants to kill someone or not kill someone, Krishna wants to do anything, we can't do anything. Right? So let's say, assuming Krishna wants to kill someone, we can't protect them. If Krishna wants to protect someone, no one can kill them. Right? So similarly, Krishna comes as time. So someone may say that, when time comes, the person is going to die. Let's say you have $1 million, you have $1 billion in a bank account. When the time comes to pass away, we can give the doctor $1 billion. You can give anyone in the world $1 billion, saying that take all my savings, just save me. No, but it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen, right? So Krishna says, "Kalosmi aham." I am time. So when Krishna comes as time, there's nothing anyone in the world can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Right? So Prahlad Maharaj says, sometimes the child has no proper protection from parents, or he lives off, or there's a patient who's in very serious condition, and there's no proper doctor, the person lives. Sometimes with the best doctor, best care, everything is the best. The most wonderful parents, everything is best, but the child dies. Right? So if they could protect their children, if the doctor could protect patients, absolutely, then there should be no death. Right? That doesn't happen. Right? So it's not that when something happens good, it's not that we did good. We should be a bit more humble to accept that things are being done through me, and we are being the instrument. Okay, Shri Prabhupada in the commentaries he says that through parental care, through remedies for different kinds of disease, and through means of protection on the water, in the air, or on land, there's always an endeavor for relief from various kinds of suffering in the material world. But none of them are guaranteed measures of protection. They may be beneficial temporarily, of course, but they are no permanent benefit. So, of course, we're taking care of family, everything, right? So, should we just give them up? Hey, well, we can't care of, they're not dependent on me anyways. What to take care? Just leave it as it is. No, we do a duty. Again, the verse in the purport, to this purport, Krishna says, Papa says here, one should discharge his duties only. As a duty of a husband, of a wife, of children, whatever it is, right? Of a son or a daughter, we should do a duty, not taking the credit for it, right? So the protections are temporary, of course, but they're no permanent protection, right? Despite the presence of a father and mother, a child cannot be protected from accidental death, disease, or any other miseries. No one can help, including the parents. Ultimately, shelter is the Lord. Again, the Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijanahi name bhakti parish, my devotee may perish, Krishna says, right? So, one of the, Krishna says, Prabhupada says multiple times in the Bhagavatam, the word Bhutabhrit, which is being used here, Bhutabhrin or Bhutabhrit, it says that Eko Bahunam Yo Vididhati Kaman. So, Nityo Nityanam, Chetananam, Eko Bahunam Yo Vididhati Kaman. There is one supreme eternal being among the eternals. The Chetas, there's one conscious being, the greatest conscious being among many conscious beings. That one person alone takes care of everyone. Eko Bahunam Wo Vidhati Kaman. The Lord is therefore called the Supreme Bhutabhrit, the maintainer of all living beings. Right? And if you see, one of the 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam is Poshanam. This is Atra Sarga Visargascha Sthanam Poshanamutaya Manmantar Vishanukatha Nirodhamuktirashraya. So Poshanam is one of the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's called maintenance. And one way the Lord does is through different planetary systems. There's a fifth kind of Srimad Bhagavatam where the cosmology, Vedic cosmology is being enumerated, has been enumerated to show this aspect that Krishna is so kind, he provides different facilities for different types of people. Right? So we never think of when we breathe, it's free. Right? We're not, at least for now, we are never charged for breathing, right? Breathing air. We just, that's it. But do we pay for air? Right? The water, can we produce water? We know chemically water is H2O, 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen. Can we combine them and make them water? If that was the case, then there should be no drought, famine, anything, right? We can't produce them, H2O or any other subject matter, right? Seed, for example, seeds. We have made such tremendous advancement, but we cannot produce a seed. Seed has to come from a previous tree, and then we can store, but we cannot produce from scratch a seed, no. Right? So the Lord, but we never think about where it's coming from. We take it for granted. Right? So Krishna maintains by different ways. He gives sunlight, free sunlight, right? So these are different vibhutis of Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 10, is called the opulence of the absolute. Opulences of the absolute, vibhuti yoga. So Krishna gives an indication for us to understand that I am everywhere. I'm in each and everything. Right? See me when you see this. Krishna says, Rasoham of the 7th chapter, Krishna says, Rasoham of the Kaunteya. And the taste of water. When we feel, we are able to taste anything because of saliva, basically water. Okay, so because there's water, if you're able to taste anything, that's because of the water, because you're on tongue, right? And Krishna says, Balam Balavatam, I am strength of the strong. If a person is able to show strength, Krishna says, I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion, not for bad purposes, right? So there's so many different ways Krishna is telling us that I am maintaining. There's one beautiful example. This wonderful, very senior, elevated Vaishnava. The person went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Oh, Swamiji, you say Krishna takes care of everyone. Krishna takes care of everyone. See, now you are in front of me and taking care of you. Where did Krishna go? No, he's not taking care of you. No. So he gives a beautiful reply saying that, oh, or doctor, please tell me, have you operated on patient before? Yes. Has any patients died before on the operating table? Unfortunately, yes. So if you can protect everyone, if you protect everyone, why is the percentage not 100%? Is it you that you're doing? You are the same ability. You're the same everything, proficiency, efficiency, everything you have the same, or maybe more. But why were you not able to save some people? And why were you able to save some people and not save the others? It's only because of so you decided not to save some? No, I tried my best. Yes, exactly. So this Krishna is helping me through you. You are the medium by which Krishna is helping me. That's how I see it. Right? So Krishna says, Paurusham Drishu, I am the ability in a human being. Someone is able to be an exceptional surgeon, a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever it is. The exception, the ability, is I'm their ability. Instead of becoming jealous of someone, of seeing an ability, of seeing someone's ability, instead of becoming jealous of that person, think that, oh, that is Krishna's opulence being exhibited through that particular person. You should be happy. You should feel gratitude. You should be grateful. You should be happy that a person is exhibiting one of Krishna's one of Krishna's many, many innumerable qualities. That's how we should see it, right? So Poshanam. So Krishna is the one who is maintaining all living creatures through various things: the sunlight, the seeds, giving them fruits, air, so many things, rain, right? The water cycle, so many things. We don't do anything, just automatic, right? If you see something, what is we used to do back in the engineering days, we used to have a automated robot to do different things. So if a person comes, let's say the robot has started working, and a person comes and sees, oh, the robot is doing its own things. Wow, it's amazing. What an intelligent robot. But if you probe a little further, you will find that the robot has been programmed in a particular way to function. Program basically means a programmer, right? If someone program has programmed, right? It indicates a person in the background. So when this nature works automatically, you understand that there's a person who has programmed in such a way that to make it work automatic, right? So Krishna is mentoring everyone. So, and the example of devotees, when they surrender completely themselves, Krishna reciprocates. Krishna himself takes care. So there's some ways Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, in chapter number 9, verse number 5, Krishna says directly, saying that Nachamasthani bhutani pashme yogamaishwaram. Bhuta bhrin, nacha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavana. The bhuta bhrin is here. Bhuta bhrin means what? Krishna says, although I am the maintainer of all living entities and although I am everywhere, I'm not a part of this karmic manifestation. So Krishna says, I am the maintainer of all living entities. Right? So Krishna says, and protector. Bhuta bhavana means and the protector of all living beings. Bhuta bhrin means and maintainer of all living beings. So this verse, in the commentary to this particular verse, one of our celebrated acharyas, Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, he says that Ito mam atma mana eva bhuta bhavana satya sankalpata. He says that I take care of all, I protect all the living beings, I take care of them all because my mind takes care of them. Through my mind, I take care of them. Why? Well, there's a power of, there's an energy of Krishna. It's called Satya Sankalpa. Whatever he desires becomes true, right? And he says that Natu Swamurti Vyapareniti. It says, I don't have to come myself to in this transcendental body every time to do something. Just by my desire, nothing happens. So one way Krishna takes care is the sun. So the sun, the moon, the air, everything works in a perfect synchronous, perfect way, because in that this happened by Krishna's will. He doesn't come and personally turn the sunlight on or make the sunrise. No, it happens by his will. That is one way. The other way is Krishna personally comes and takes care of the particular devotee, a particular person. But those are for exceptions, or no exceptions, I would say those are for very special categories of people. Right? So in general, Krishna Krishna takes care of people through different elements, through different people, indirectly, sunlight, everything as I mentioned before, and other ways through personally coming and helping or doing what was needed. For example, Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the US, right, he came on a cargo ship. It took almost 2 months, if I remember correctly, from Calcutta, Kolkata, all the way to the Boston Harbor, right? Transatlantic voyage. Innumerable disease, how he can get sick, and so he had 2 heart attacks. Right? Krishna when he landed, finally when he landed on the Boston Harbor, he didn't know where to go, right or left. Right? Krishna took care. Krishna was at every point. Krishna took care of him indirectly at that particular point. And there were times he took directly also, but at many times indirectly he would make arrangements in such a way that everything will go smoothly. Right? The other example which you can think of from our Shastras is Shiva's Thakur, one of the Panchatattvas in the Chaitanya Bhagavat Antarila, chapter number 5. Lord Chaitanya, one day, Lord Chaitanya asked Shiva's Thakur about his household affairs. Right? He said that, "Oh Shivas, I see that you do not go anywhere. How do you maintain your family, and how will you maintain them? How do you do that? I never see you going out for work, anything." Shivas replied, "Oh Lord, no, I don't go. I don't like to go anywhere. We have a large family. How do you maintain them?" "Oh, somehow or the other, whatever we receive, we if we're destined to receive something, we will receive it. That's it. Nothing much." The Lord said, "If you're such a renunciant, such renounced attitude, you should take sannyas. Just take renunciation. That's it." Shivas Thakur said, "No, I can't do that." Okay, so the Mahaprabhu says, "Okay, so you will not take sannyas, and you will not go to anyone's arm to beg alms. Then how in the world will you maintain a family? I can't understand what you're saying, Oshivas." So he says that, so you're saying that if something comes to your house, that's it, and we'll sustain from that. But what if nothing comes to your house? What will you do? Shivas did something. I said, 1, 2, 3. It is a secret. Lord said, 1, 2, 3. What is that? Why did you clap? What is the secret behind it? Shivas Thakur replied, "This is my firm conviction. Shivad bole na ei dadhana amar tina upavasa jadi na mile ahar." This is a firm conviction that if I do not receive food for 3 days, and I tell you the truth, I'll give my life. As soon as the Lord heard Shivas Thakur's word, he rolled and stood up. He said, "What did you say, Pandit Shivas? You'll starve for food?" He got really upset, saying that you will starve for food. Huh? Then he gave benediction to Shivas Thakur. Even if yadi kadachit Lakshmi o bhiksha kare, if at a time comes, even Lakshmi, who's the embodiment of all fortune, even she has to beg alms. Yadi kadachit Lakshmi bhiksha kare, tatapiha daridraya navi tora ghare. But there will never be a time that you will affected by poverty. Oh Shivas Thakur, I am to give you benediction. Oh Shivas, have you forgotten what I said in Bhagavad Gita? Mahaprabhu is showing his opulence here. That ananyas chintayantu mam ye jana pariyupaste tesham nityabhyuktamnam yogakshema mahamyam. If a person thinks about it, meditates on me with ananya bhakti, without deviation, without thinking of many other, no, only me as the goal, me as the destination, only me. If that is the firm conviction of someone, determination of someone, ananyas chintayantu mam ye jana pariyupasate, if someone worships with that particular mood, intensity, tesham nityabhyuktanam, then what happened? What will I do for them? Yoga Kshema Mahamyam. I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Right? Because the Lord says, I personally carry on my head the needs of any person who thinks of me without deviation. And what to speak about you, O Srivas? You are so dear to me. Always think about me. Right? There will never be a time there will be poverty at your house. Even if Lakshmi has to beg for alms. Right? So that is Lord's assurance, Lord's promise. So the degree to which we have surrendered, to that degree, Krishna personally intervenes in our life. Right? Another example, Madhavendra Puri, the sprout, the starting of our line. Madhavendra Puri used to be such a renounced person that, again, unless someone gives him something to eat or drink, said nothing. Today, Gopal has decided not to give anything. That's it. Then so be it. He came at one place. He came near Govindakund in Vrindavan Dham. Govindakund is a place where Lord Indra bathed Lord Krishna after the Govardhan Lila. Sitting on beneath the tree, and he's not begging alms because he would never beg alms. Whatever comes on his own accord, he will eat. That's it. Krishna decides to give me something, he will give me something. That's it. This is not his passing statement. He has to firmly believe. Believe that you understand completely that if Krishna wants to give me something, he will give me. That's it, nothing else. Right? And sitting there, he was chanting. A small boy came around and said, "Oh, Baba, I see that you're not begging alms, not doing anything. No. So any person who in this village, who's not able to eat properly, I come and give the particular person a pot of milk. This pot of milk for you. Please have it. This for you." Now we could have guessed who the person was. That's Krishna coming with a pot of milk for Madhavendra Puri. Gopal himself came with a pot of milk for Madhavendra Puri, right? To keep him, to maintain him, and gave that to maintain his body, right? Because it is to this body that we can do devotional service, Lord. So our existence is for devotional service, right? So Eto Bhakti Adhokshije. What is the goal of life? To do bhakti unto Adhokshita, to Lord Krishna. And it is possible through this body. And that is why we should take care of the body, not overindulge, take care enough so that we are not too complacent, too relaxed, and not too austere that we're thinking of austerity. Oh no, I can't think. I did so much austerity that my stomach is paining, this is paining. No, maintain the body enough so that we should do devotional service, right? So as I mentioned, another way to understand that Krishna is maintaining us is to the vibhutis. Right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pritamaha. Pitaham asya jagato. I am the father of all living beings, entire world. Not only father, mata dhata pitamaha. Not just the father, I am the mother, I am the nurse, I am the grandfather, I am everything for this world and for all living beings. Right? Again, he goes further. It is beautiful words. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam surhut prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam abhayam. I am the goal, I am the sustainer, I am the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, the most dear friend, and the basis of everything, the resting place. Krishna says, I am everything. I am the maintainer of everything, Krishna says. Right? And we should have the eyes to see. We can just say, oh, see, nature is doing everything. Where is God? But we can so easily, rub it off, shake it off, saying that. But we should, if he has a little bit of open mind and try to inquire further or probe further, we can understand that it's Krishna behind, right? Because of which we're getting everything. We did nothing, absolutely nothing to get air. It's there, right? So, Yeah. So Prabhupada says, one of the Prabhupada says, the modern day theory, um, um, what should one as human being, what should one do? He says that human beings are provided with what? Food, grain, vegetables, fruits, milk. When we see, when we plow the fields, plow, when we plow, right, what do we put seeds in the field, and then what? Seeds come, right? But can we produce the seeds on our own? We can't do it. So Krishna says here, Prabhupada says, it is duty of human beings to acknowledge the mercy of the Lord. As a matter of gratitude, they should feel obliged to the Lord for their supply of foodstuff, and they must first offer him food in sacrifice, and then partake the remnants. It's basic courtesy or decency, you could say. By getting something for free, from someone, we should have some courtesy to think, oh, thank you so much, we got it for free. Would like to have some, we got it from, let's say, a person with a big garden, vegetable garden. But says, hey, we can come and take, sure, no problem, we can come and take vegetable from the garden. Oh, wonderful, great. I go pluck tomatoes, pluck this and that, so much, bring vegetable back home. Isn't it a courtesy to give something at the first, the first portion of the meal you prepared to the person from whom you got the vegetables? I mean, it's basic courtesy, decency, you could say. That's what I think my understanding is. So we should be grateful, gratitude. In Vedas, it says that a person can, they can be atonement for a person for killing a brahmana, killing a cow. They can be atonement, but there's no atonement for a person who's ungrateful. Devotion does not arise in the heart of a person who is ungrateful. The heart, if heart is the land, right? So the fertility of the land is being grateful, the gratefulness is the fertility. The more grateful we have, the more grateful we are, right? The heart is more fertile, so that the seed of devotion can sprout. A heart without gratefulness, a heart without gratitude, it's like a barren heart. A barren land cannot produce anything, right? We should be grateful. It makes a heart soft. It acknowledges that thank you so much, right? We acknowledge we're dependent on this. We're not independent as we think we are, right? So Nadmu is saying that, it is not within our hand. And Nara is saying, you can't protect yourself against the force of time. You are in your jaws of death, oh Yudhishthira Maharaj. Right? This gross material body is made of 5 elements and already under the control of eternal time. At one point of time, the body will go leave, it will deteriorate. And karma and the modes of nature. How can it be that you are already in the jaws of the serpent of death, that you can protect others? You're drowning and you want to save other person is drowning. My defense, plus you get out and then we try to help. You can't drown, you can't save a drowning person if we ourselves are drowning, right? So how can this body of yours give protection if this body of yours is also under the control of time? So wake up. Time is the controller, and time is Krishna's energy. And there's a beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's see, open this is in Srimad Bhagavatam 2:1-4. देहापत्यकलात्रादिषु आत्मसन्नेषु असत्वपि तेषां प्रमत्तनिधनं पश्यन्नपि न पश्यति. One is thinking that these are my soldiers, my body, my wife, my husband, my son, my children, my country, my land, and so. Api, but they're all fallible. Asat. Asat means fallible. Right? They're all subjected to dictates of time, and they're no powerful than the laws of nature allow them to be under any given circumstance. Right? So in the Bhagavad Gita, with the universal form, Arjuna could see people just rushing into the mouth of Krishna. The time factor. Right? Just like a moth running towards the flame. Right? So all these living beings are just entering them into your mouths, oh Krishna, and they're being gobbled up. This Kala Kripa, these are time bugs. time destroys everyone, everything. No race, no caste, no creed, doesn't matter. And you're thinking, I can save them, I can protect them. So ajnana kritam is coming from ignorance, Yudhishthira Maharaj. Give the ignorance and you act as a matter of duty. Right? Karmanye badhikaryaste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phale heturbur mate sangastu karmani. Bhagavata 2.47. Don't be under the illusion that the result is in your hand. You just do your duty. Karmanye badhikar, what is under your control is doing your duty. Karmanye badhikaryaste ma phaleshu kadachana. But do not be entitled, you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Ma karma phale heturbur. Do not think that you are the cause of those actions or cause the results. I am because of me. The result is because of me. Ma karma phala heturbur. Mate sangastva karmani. Be always attached to doing your duty. Okay? So Krishna says, don't become lazy. Well, everything is up to fate anyway. I don't have anything to do. But I can't maintain anyone. No one's dependent on me anyway. So why to take care? Just leave it as it is. Let's go to sleep and everything will be taken care of. No. That is not Krishna saying. Krishna is not saying, Krishna is not advocating to being complacent, being lazy, being irresponsible. No. Right? You have to act according to your duty, but know that the result is not up to you. The enjoyment of the result is not something you're entitled to. Because who is the ultimate enjoyer? Krishna. Bhuktaram Yekitapasam. Savralokamahesham. Bhuktaram. So he says, I am the enjoyer of all. He is the actual enjoyer, Krishna says, Purusha. So, but then as I mentioned, should we avoid responsibilities? So last time also I think I shared this particular excerpt of a bhajan. I think this is a very beautiful bhajan. So Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, one of our acharyas in our line of disciplic succession, he describes how one should look at our relatives. Now we talked about they're not dependent on us, no one is dependent on us, everyone's dependent on Krishna. Then why should we take care of anyone? So he says in this particular beautiful bhajan, and he says, let me just open up if you can see. Yeah. Okay. He says this. Okay. Amara bolite Prabhu, ara kichu nai, tum hi amara matra pita bandhu bhai. He says that Amara bolite Prabhu. Amar, thing is me, nothing remains mine. Ar kichu nai, nothing remains mine. Tumi hi amara matra pita bandhu bhai. You are a father, friend, brother. You are even these to me. You are everything for me. Bhakti Thakur showing his humble submission. Then he goes on to say, Bandhu dara suta suta, tava dasi das, se ye to sambandhe sabbe amara prayas. He says, Bandhu, Dara, Suta, and Suta. My friends, Dara means wife, Suta means sons, Suta means daughters. He says, Tava Dasi Dasi, they are your servants. Oh my Lord, these are my wife, my sons, my daughters, whatever, whoever, they're all your servants, whom I call my friends, relatives, they are all your servants. Sahi to sambandhe sabbe amara prayasa. Whatever care I take for them is only as it relates to you. I'm taking care of them because they are your servants. That's why I'm taking care of them. Dhana jana graha dara tomara boliya rakha kori ami matro sevak hoiya. If I continue to maintain my wealth, my family members, dhana, jana, graha, dara. If I continue to maintain them, rakha kori ami. Continue to maintain my wealth, my family members, home and wife, it is because they are yours. I'm just a mere servant taking care of them. That should be the actual mood of one taking care of a family, or anyone for that matter. We should see that they're related to the Lord. And that is why, because they're related to the Lord, they're very dear to the Lord. And we should take care of them because they're very dear to the Lord. That's why I'm taking care of them as a mere servant. This is an exalted consciousness. of acharyas, and that is the gold standard, you could say, right? So Narbuni wants to enlighten Yudhishthira Maharaj on all these topics and enlighten us by giving us the opportunity to hear these instructions. This is kind of right. So Vaiklam is not so, as I mentioned, every time, Vaiklavyam, the different emotions are not bad, right? So Vaiklavyam means not just mental disparity. It's not just present in the material world. These emotions we have these emotions because it's present in the spiritual world, right? So these emotions exist in the spiritual domain as well. Last week we talked about how lamentation, it may look a negative quality, negative trait, but it's present in the spiritual domain as well. Chokarati, Karundas, right? So when Lord Balram and all the residents of Vrindavan, after the passing of Kalia, after the passing of Kalia, right, in Vrindavan, finally what happened? The priest, the learned Brahmanas told Nanda Maharaj that although your son had been caught in the grips of Kalia, it's by your good fortune that he's now free again. Okay, and finally everyone was happy, but it's such an exhausting day. Right? They worn out by hunger, thirst, and says, "Okay, Yamuna, okay, we are too tired to go back to Nandagram and go back to Braj. Let's everyone sleep on the bank of Yamuna Tata." In the middle of the night, a fire appeared, as if to blaze and engulf the entire forest, which had become dry due to hot season. Now, as the fire surrounded the sleeping inhabitants of Vrindavan, they suddenly woke up because they can feel the heat, right? And so, Krishna, please help us. Then the powerful Krishna, what did it say? He just closed your eyes and then dissolved the fire, right? So in Srimad Bhagavatam, 17th chapter, the passage of Kalia, 25th verse says, Ittam swajana vaiklavyam niriksha jagat ishvara tam agnim api bhatti vram ananto nanta shakti drik. He says that Ittam swajana vaiklavyam, seeing the mental disparity, seeing the anguish, seeing the disturbed condition of his own devotee, swajana, niriksha, seeing this, Jagadishwar, the Supreme Lord of all the world, seeing the distressed condition of his own devotee, swajana. Tam, what did he do that time? Agnim apibat tivram, the intense fire, the forest fire. What is apibat? Ananto Ananta Shakti Drik. And then gives, who is the Lord? Ananta Shakti. He is unlimited and the possessor of ultimate potencies. So this Vaiklavyam is not just material emotion, it's present in the spiritual world as well. But the cause of Vaiklavyam in the spiritual world is not because of material modes, not because of ignorance. There's no ignorance in the spiritual world, right? It promotes the increased attachment to the Lord. Here in the distress condition, usually the opposite happens. We go far away from the Lord. Hey, there's no such person as God. Or why would I suffer? Right? Why do bad things happen to good people? Why do good things happen to bad people? There are perfect reasons for that. But the people don't understand that, they go away from the Lord. So the mental distress can cause, usually, not always, can take us away from the Lord in the material world, but the Vaiklavyam in the spiritual world takes us closer to the Lord. Jai. So again, the verse I'll just repeat. Tasmajanga Vaiklavyam Ajjana Kritamatmana Katham Tvanatha Kripana Varteramste Chamamvina. That means saying, give up the anxiety of who will take care of them, will not take care of them. They will be taken care of. Do not worry. They are dependent on the Supreme. You do not worry. Oh, dear Maharaj Yudhishthira. Jai. I'll stop my here. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Hopefully, there's some useful to you. And if there are many mistakes, I'm sure. So please forgive me for the mistakes. And if you're able to get some jewels or something good, meaningful out of this particular discussion, it's all the mercy of my spiritual master, my Guru Maharaj, my previous teachers, because I created nothing. There's nothing from my side. I did not create, no contribution from my side. So thank you so much for patiently listening. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you so much. Are there any questions or comments
Hare
or
Krishna Prabhuji.
discussions? Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. It was very beautiful. Similar pattern like last week. You started explaining the Poshanam aspect of the Lord, the protective aspect. You mentioned how you gave how one can assume that they are the protector, and how you give several examples of how Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he's the taste of water. Through his energies, he makes the world move, and he's the ultimate cause. And you gave examples of exalted devotees like Srila Prabhupada and Srivas Thakur, how Lord protects them. And then you moved on to how just because Lord is protecting, one should not become complacent because we have our own duty. You gave this verse, Karmani, Karmani Vikari, Mahapadesha Kadasi. So then you gave how a devotee should take, not become complacent. You gave the bhajan of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, how we see that the family members are part of, service to God. We are taking care of them as part of our devotional service. Then you finally, just like last week, you went to the highest stage of Prema stage, how even there, Lord shows his protection, but this is as part of his pastimes to increase the love of his devotees. So beautiful class, beautiful class. I really love it.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you so much.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yeah. You're always kind to recap everything, which I don't remember things, but you remember very nicely, Prabhu. Thank you so much for summarizing very nicely. Right. Okay. Yeah, any other comments or suggestions or anything else before we wrap up?
Is this recorded?
Yes, it is
It is?
recorded. Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
excellent, excellent.
So,
I'm from Oregon, and so I speak slower, and
yeah,
it
sure.
may be
My bad.
first time to hear you, but excellent. Thank you so much for your
Sorry.
for your jewels that you shared.
No, thank you so much. I hope I can speak slower the next time.
No, no, that's
I'm used
okay.
to it. Yeah.
Please, to your own nature. Thank you.
I know. Thank you so much. So, if you go to ISKCON Portland YouTube channel or even
Yes.
Facebook,
Okay.
everything's recorded there. So, if you go to the live tab
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
section, you will have all these lectures, other lectures as well. Everything is
Great.
there.
Excellent. Great.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Appreciate it. Hare Krishna. See you in the temple today.
Yes.
Yes.